guys, welcome back to another one. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know by now that you are my sugar, spice, and everything nice. Okay, so what's on the menu today is tofu, and what tofu basically means is soybeans, coagulated soy milk, and you get the soy milk from soybeans, and this is just how they look. So the benefits of soya beans are so many, guys, starting from vegan or vegan, whichever way you want to pronounce it, whichever tickles your fancy. So it's a very good substitute for meat and for protein. It's very rich in protein, and also for kids who are being weaned for the first time from 6 months going on. When you're introducing solids or any foods, you don't introduce so much protein, or animal protein rather, because it could make them get so many allergies. It's also good for kids with eczema who have, so many allergies. Nowadays, kids have all sorts of allergies, and it's getting harder and harder to introduce animal proteins to them. So this is a very good substitute, and let's get into it.
So guys, here I'm just washing my soybeans. I'm going to wash them twice and then drain them and then put them in the container, add some more water and store them in the fridge overnight or until the next day. I used a half kg of soybeans for this recipe. And here they've doubled in size. This is the next day. And I'm just draining them and rinsing them off. And I'm going to drain the water here. And the next step is to blend our soybeans. So I'm just washing them one time here. As you can see, the water is clean. It's not that dirty. So it means they're ready to blend. So here I'm just adding them to my blender. And we don't want to fill it too much, the top. So just put a quarter of it, and then I'm going to repeat the process. So here I'm just adding about a liter of fresh water to my blender. And I'm going to blend this. And then I'm going to squeeze it using a muslin cloth. I found it worked better than a sieve. And here's the texture of our milk. It's not too runny. So here I'm just sieving it or draining it. And out of this I got 2.5 liters of soy milk, guys. So I used 2 liters, the one in the jug, and then I set aside the half liter to work on my soy milk. So here we are starting the process of coagulating our milk, and I'm just boiling it on low heat. And I squeezed my lemons. I'm using 3 lemons for this. So I needed some juice from the lemons, and that's what we're going to be using to coagulate our milk with. You can use vinegar for this as well if you don't have lemon juice. So what we're going to do here, we're waiting for the milk to boil, and keep stirring it because it keeps forming sort of cream. So you keep, as you can see, I'm just scooping that out with my spoon. It's quite foamy. So we want the texture of our milk to be smooth, and here it's just boiling. And once you get to this process, you know that we are ready to add our lemon juice to start coagulation. So here I'm adding my lemon juice bit by bit. This is to ensure that we get a smooth texture of tofu. So here my heat is still going, guys. And once we're done adding all the lemon juice, we're going to put off the heat and then cover with a lid and leave it for about 2 to 3 minutes to coagulate. Keep stirring it as you add in the lemon juice, slowly by slowly. As you can see, it has started forming lumps, and it means our milk is almost ready. So guys, this is 5 minutes later, and as you can see, our tofu has already separated with the whey, the liquid part. So we're just going to drain it slowly, making sure that we don't pour it over. We're just draining the water here. And you don't throw away this water, guys. You can use it to water your plants once it cools down. It's very good for house plants. So here I'm just separating my tofu and the water. And the next process is going to be squeezing this tofu. And I'm just using a drainer. This used to be my bottle washer, baby bottle washer, but it got a new use now. And you can get a tofu maker, guys, from the shop or from Amazon, from online shops. I'm sure you can get it there. But me, I'm using this one since I already have it. So what we're trying to do here is squeeze the excess water or the whey from the tofu. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just putting the tofu in the drainer, and then I'm going to put another pot on top, and then I put something heavy on my pot, just like this. And that's to drain the excess water. And guys, remember, the longer you leave it for, the firmer the tofu is, or the firmer the tofu is going to be. It has already started draining the water. So I'm going to leave it and set it aside for about 2 hours, and this is 2 hours later. And I'm just taking off the lid. Guys, remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. So this is how tofu looks. I've taken off the heavy object. I've squeezed all the excess water. This is 2 hours later. And I'm just going to transfer this to a plate. Look at that. The texture was quite firm at this point. And this excess water that got drained from the tofu. So we add this to the other whey and put it in our plants. So here I'm just putting my tofu on a plate, and it looked wonderful. Look at that. So what I'm doing here is just marinating my tofu, and I have all the ingredients I need. I'm going to remember to list everything down on the description box that I used, guys, so remember to check that out if you need all the descriptions. So for my marinade, this is a very good marinade even for meats, guys. I'm using ginger, I'm using a lemon, I'm using garlic, I'm using soy sauce, I'm using sunflower oil, I'm using rosemary, fresh rosemary leaves, and I'm using tomato sauce or ketchup. And lastly, I'm using black pepper for this. I'm going to list all the portions I used to make this marinade, and it's very good, guys. This marinade is very good. I use it for all my meats, and it adds a very nice flavor to them. So I'm just putting in all my ingredients and mixing them into one bowl. And then I'm going to put them on my sliced tofu pieces. Look at that. This smells amazing, guys. And here I'm just adding in a little chili for the hotness. This is Ethiopian spice, the one in red. And I'm just stirring in everything together and putting it on my tofu. So here is how it looks. And I used all of this marinade, guys, for this tofu. So I'm just going to cover it with a foil, and then I put it in the fridge to be made the next day. So I'm just marinating it and storing it in the fridge for about 12 hours.
So guys, here is what I marinated yesterday, the tofu, and I just want to put it in the oven, and then I'll show you guys the outcome of the tofu. And you can have this in different ways. We're having it for dinner ourselves. You can have it for breakfast. You can fry it on the pan. Yeah, so it just needs 5 minutes because it's already ready as it is. The marination just adds a nice flavor to it. You guys know we've got to add some sugar, spice, and everything nice, right? So this is the last result of the marination. Looks so nice, right? So I'm just going to pop this in the oven real quick for about 10 minutes and put the grill option. So I'm just going to grill them directly, and then after 10 minutes I'll show you guys how the outcome.
Guys, I just want to let you know that I've had store-bought tofu before, and the homemade one beats it 10 mil. Trust me. Especially when you fry it in the morning, it tastes like sausages, guys. Try this recipe and let me know how it goes. We had it for dinner and it was so yummy. Thank you for watching, guys. See you on my next one. Bye.